Good, happy Monday afternoon, May 4th, 2020. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this afternoon edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Monday afternoon, so let's begin. First up, COVID-19 in New Hampshire. What you need to know information. Let's take a look. And here's a look at that COVID-19 in New Hampshire information. What you need to know. There are 2,518 number of people who have been tested positive for COVID-19 in New Hampshire. 1,187,035 number of people in the United States who have tested positive. 86 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire. 282 number of people who have been hospitalized with COVID-19 in New Hampshire. And 68,559 number of deaths from COVID-19 in the United States. This map of New Hampshire shows you where cases of COVID-19 are in towns and cities of New Hampshire. In Sandwich, 1 to 4 cases of COVID-19. This chart here, new cases each day in New Hampshire in the purple, daily new positive COVID-19 cases. In the orange, new hospitalizations, and in the red are the deaths. This chart here, current cases. In the purple, total current COVID-19 cases, and in the orange, current hospitalizations. In this chart here, cumulative totals. In the purple, total positive COVID-19 cases. In the orange, total hospitalizations. In the red, deaths, and in the blue, recovered. This chart here shows you by age group. This chart here shows you by male and female. This chart here shows you risk information. This chart here shows you race/ethnicity of cases. And this chart here shows you percent of New Hampshire population. And again, your common symptoms: fever, cough, chills, and lack of smell and difficult breathing. How it spreads and prevention tips. Officials urge safety as warm weather as many heading to trails. Social distancing on trails. Beautiful weather brought many out of their homes and out onto New Hampshire trails, whether on foot, horseback, bicycle, or ATV. State parks in Allenstown and Nottingham saw many vehicles over the weekend, where guests reserve day parking only online as part of the state's COVID-19 response plan. I think we got the last spot that was there when we pulled in. Hiker Gina said it wasn't spilling out onto the road or anything. It was just the parking lot was full. We only saw maybe 5 or 6 people on our walk, though, through the trails. So everybody was spread out. And also spaced out. Another person said her and her family opted for a smaller trail in Windham, but with health and safety in mind, they came prepared. We had our masks with us just in case we came across close contact with anyone, that hiker said. Days after closing several trailheads, the White Mountain National Forest is now reopening sites after parking on roads became unsafe. The beaches, however, are not open for business. We're finding a lot of people stopping, taking pictures, or letting their dogs out of their car, said Chief Kevin Walsh from the Rye Police Department. Walsh said motorists have been ticketed for parking along Ocean Boulevard, and many have been escorted off the road. We're almost there, Walsh said. Hopefully we'll be opening up soon and we'll be out on the beaches to enjoy it. More information about hiking can be found at the White Mountain National website and New Hampshire State Parks website. We're so close. Help us raise $3 million for Greater Boston Food Bank. WCVB, Greater Boston Food Bank, partner to raise critical funds. When WCVB started our Project Community 5x5 food drive to benefit the Greater Boston Food Bank, we never imagined we would be this close to $3 million mark. As of noon Monday, we're just over 35,000 short of that milestone. We are grateful for the generosity of everyone who has donated, but now want to ask anyone who has not yet donated to help us surpass the $3 million mark. Every dollar is needed, and every dollar provides 3 meals. Click here to donate now, and we will share that link with you on the Riley King Network Facebook page after this broadcast. Maine CDC announces 20 new coronavirus cases, no new deaths. The Maine Center for Disease Control and Prevention announced on Monday 20 new coronavirus cases in the state. A number of confirmed cases is likely an underrepresentation of the actual amount of cases in Maine, since not all individuals are being tested. No new deaths were announced, leaving the state's total at 57. The Maine CDC said 720 people have recovered from the virus, an increase of 16 from Saturday. Taking away reported deaths and patients who have recovered, there are 428 active cases of the virus in Maine, 6 more than on Sunday. Tara Reid cancels interview about sexual assault allegation against Joe Biden. Let's take a listen to that video from NBC News.
This morning, new questions about the complaint former Senate aide Tara Reid says she filed against then-Senator Joe Biden 27 years ago. No record of it has been found. Reid, who alleges Biden pinned her against a wall and assaulted her in a Senate corridor back in 1993, had previously said she did not mention sexual assault in the complaint, saying instead it cited sexual harassment. But this weekend, Reid texting NBC News saying, quote, "I filed a complaint, raised sexual harassment and retaliation, but I am not sure what explicit words on that intake form until we all see it again." In an interview with the Associated Press, she added, "I know that I was too scared to write about the sexual assault." Biden saying neither he nor anyone on his former staff recall any such complaint. He has written to the Secretary of the Senate asking her to release any records relating to Reid. Over the weekend, Reid also canceling an appearance with Fox News Sunday's Chris Wallace. She told NBC News over concerns for her own security. Meanwhile, the apparent Democratic nominee is forcefully denying the accusation.
I'm saying unequivocally, it never happened.
Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, one of Biden's possible choices for a running mate, strongly defended him on CNN.
I don't believe that it's consistent with the Joe Biden that I know, and I do believe Joe, and I support Joe Biden.
Whitmer, a sexual assault survivor herself, rejected the idea that there is a double standard among those who believed Christine Blasey Ford's allegations against Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh.
Just because you're a survivor doesn't mean that every claim is equal.
Now the New York Times editorial board is calling for the Democratic National Committee to launch an independent investigation into the matter, including examining Senate records Biden donated to the University of Delaware years ago, currently sealed until after he leaves public life. Biden insisting the university has no personnel files. The lawyer whose team investigated Joe Biden to be on the ticket with Barack Obama says that he found no misconduct, sexual or otherwise, in a conversation with me. The Trump campaign has been blasting Biden, despite the fact that multiple women have accused President Trump of far worse before he took office, charges he denies. And the president himself has defended Biden, saying he understands what it feels like to be falsely accused, and that Biden should fight back. Savannah?
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this afternoon edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your afternoon, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.